Hey, I'm going to show you the timeline exercise. And I love this exercise, and I've been using it for years with my clients, and you're going to love it too. It's going to really help raise your self awareness and just give you a better perspective on things. And it's pretty simple to do. I tell people to give themselves anywhere from 15 minutes to, I'd say, no more than 45 minutes. I wouldn't spend hours on this or anything, but here's what you do. And I have a little example here. And you can download this, or you can just do it yourself by drawing a line through a piece of paper. And basically, all you're going to do is draw a line in the middle, like you see right here. I have this a little crooked, don't I? You're going to draw a line in the middle. And really, what you're going to do is everything that's happened in your life that's sort of that you remember, events, people, circumstances, something that really stands out for whatever reason. If it's a more positive one, you're going to write it above the line. And if it's a more negative one, you're going to write it below the line. You won't have neutral events here. These are your, these are your big ones. And it's interesting what you might remember. So, and basically you're just going to I draw little arrows up or down and just put in some little notes about what that is. And that's it. I also like to do in the middle here, you'll see, I like to divide the line by either decade. And I don't do that on the form already because I've had 20-year-olds do this exercise and I've had 80-year-olds do this exercise. And you divide it up a little differently. So that's really up to you. You might have little blocks that, your age, you might do more from, because a lot more happened to you, maybe 10 to 15. There was a lot going on. And then maybe there's a whole decade in your 20s that not much happened. I don't know. But you can divide it up however you want to along the line. You can also use a much bigger piece of paper. If you feel like you need more, hey, get yourself a whole thing. But really just, try not to go too crazy with it. So a regular piece of paper should do it. And then you're just going to do what's above and below the line. And what happens is that you'll start to see, oh, I can only remember really positive things. That's interesting. I'm sure negative things happened. I don't know why I'm not remembering those, or why they're not standing out. Or maybe the things that you remember are only negative things. And I'll tell you something really interesting. I did this again recently when I was doing this, the whole video series and all this. I thought, let me see what I say. Like, what do I think this is? And I'll tell you something interesting. One of the things that stood out was when I was young and I was playing baseball, and I was running around. I must have been maybe 12. And when I was 12, I looked very boyish, and I had like the Dorothy Hamill haircut. I'm aging myself in a major way. And I had the unibrow, very attractive, just the one eyebrow across the top. And my body was very kind of boy-like. I was very athletic, and I played a lot of sports, and my body was very, I didn't have boobs or any kind of like in at the waist or anything. I was, kind of boxy. And I still remember this. I slid into third base, and we were at a public park, and there were these men watching the game, and I was playing with boys, so it was mostly boys. There was a few females peppered in there, and I slid in, and I got up, and I was brushing myself off, and one of the guys said, "Oh my God, that's a girl," and that has stayed with me all these years. All these years. And so low self-esteem or feelings about myself not being attractive or pretty or, whatever these things are, have stuck with me for years and years and years. Now, there were other things that happened that kind of reinforced that idea that I was not attractive, that, I kind of looked like a boy, or that I just wasn't really a girly girl or really pretty. And that stuff has really stuck with me. And I know that in future relationships, sometimes partners have felt like I was, fishing for compliments because they were like, "How do you not know how attractive you are?" Da 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 da. And I really, really, really didn't and don't. Still struggle with this area. So, it's amazing these things that can happen when you're young. Now, if you would ask for like major life events, I think that's the problem. People sometimes go, "Oh, well, was there, God forbid, rape or or was I beaten as a kid? Or, you know, they think of these really epically huge things. I need you to think about whatever sticks out, whatever jumps in your mind. That's the thing to note on your piece of paper. So you can download the paper if you want, or again, it's just a piece of paper with a line through the middle where you're putting things above and below the line. That's it. I'm Dr. Abby Metcalf. I help people create lasting change in their relationships, even if the other person won't do a thing. Have a great day.